Girlfriend 22F laughed along with her friend at me 21M when her friend insulted me. My girlfriend and I were FaceTiming while she was over at her friend's house for the night. We were saying good night and blowing kisses before hanging up, and her friend says, "You guys don't even like each other," since we were being a lil awkward about it since her friend was in the room. I felt that it's not her position to make such a comment anyway, but I let it go. I said that if I'm overly affectionate, my girlfriend tends to feel suffocated and she doesn't like it, and that's what I explained to her friend to justify why I wasn't being all extra about saying goodnight. I also told her if I was allowed to be, I would love to be more affectionate. Her friend then says to me, "Maybe you should stop being so needy." Backstory is that I am a more clingy person because I really care about conveying affection in a relationship and I let it be known if it is not. So the actual issue, when her friend said that, she started laughing, and then my girlfriend joined her and started laughing, only presumably at me because the comment was made about me towards me lol. I started boiling because it just felt like a betrayal in front of her friend. I immediately hung up and my girlfriend immediately called me back twice, each time I picked up and asked what she wanted and hung up when she was trying to say goodnight while still giggling about it. Yeah, it was a petty move on my behalf, but I was angry about several things. 1, her friend doesn't know where the line is and was allowed to say that without a repercussion from my girlfriend. 2, my girlfriend also joins in the banter with her while I'm sitting there obviously offended. And 3, when she called back and tried to say goodnight the 2 times I hung up, she was still giggling and didn't even realize that the comments and the laughing stung. She called back a 3rd time and I didn't hang up this time. Instead, I raised my voice a little and said, "Why do you keep calling me back and just laughing at me?" and then she hung up on me. Her friend DM'd me on Instagram and apologized, to which I said that I forgive her and that she is okay. I told her friend that I actually appreciate how real she is and how she saves her words and gets to the point, and that I'm upset about my girlfriend joining in and laughing at me and my flaw and not so much that she was laughing with her friend. Now I'm fuming. Sure, my attitude was petty, sure, I didn't have to raise my voice. Yet, I feel that she did next to nothing to rectify the situation. Sure, she called back 3 times, but what good is that when she doesn't apologize and is still giggling each time? This is on top of a lot of other issues, so my feelings may seem excessive, but I'm just becoming fed up overall. Now I feel like my actions were the ones that were wrong here because of the fact that my girlfriend hung up on me and ignored my texts after explaining why I was pissed. I guess this is half a vent post, but I'm also curious to see your guys' reaction to this. Too long did not read. GF's friend insulted my personality in front of my girlfriend and started laughing, and my girlfriend starting laughing at me with her. I got upset. Edit, we are in a long-distance relationship at the moment. I am only needy with her ever since the long distance because she is really bad with communicating and texting and also interpreting my emotions via text, phone. I notice a lot of you are indeed calling me needy and insecure, and you would be right with both labels to some extent, but it stems from her behavior more so than my own need. We have life things to deal with and choices to make, so there is pressure in figuring things out and not just being up in the air about things. Edit 2, there is an exceedingly wide range of advice here, some hostile, some unproductive, some very nice, and some productive. I appreciate all who commented for trying to understand the situation with the best of their ability, but I do realize that really it just boils down to how I chose to move forward. Even the negative advice seems sound, as does the positive. Keep shooting me your ideas on this thread though, it will benefit my thought process. Thank you. It sounds like there is other stuff going on that needs to be truly sat with and felt. This seems like maybe the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. I don't think it's as deep as most of these comments are making it out to be. She laughed at a joke. You could have brushed it off. Your anger seems out of proportion to the offense. You seem pretty insecure. What's weird to me is you answering and hanging up several times. Why not just ignore the phone and tell her you need to cool off for a bit? Honestly, it sounds like banter to me and you need to chill a bit. Me and my girlfriend laugh at each other all the time and it's quite affectionate. Are the ages accurate in your description? Because you all sound like high schoolers. I had a girlfriend who didn't want to show affection at my hometown. We lived in different towns. Turned out I was a backup boyfriend cause she wanted someone else in my hometown and didn't want him to see us together. Shit, I was blind, I didn't heed my best friend's warnings. This has nothing to do with you two, but this post brought it all out. I'm not going to lie, LDR or not, having a whole FT conversation with your girlfriend while she was with a friend for the evening is a bit much. It was an insensitive joke, the friend said, but maybe it came from somewhere? Also, the GF's reaction was very insensitive, but I do not think it was malicious. I do think it isn't fair for her to dismiss your feelings. Feelings are feelings and that's it. Maybe when you do have a real convo with her, make that the primary point. Feelings should not be dismissed so easily. You have some anger issues, friend. Yeah, it was a petty move on my behalf. I don't see how you were being petty. At all. What, you're a guy, so when you are hurt and you express that hurt, you're petty. Also, it was a dumb joke. You've been dating for how long? It should be obvious that you do like each other. I see it as calling a stick-thin person a fantasy in jest. Sounds you're being super duper insecure and you're worried that she really doesn't like you. Flying off the handle won't help the cause. Wow, you sound insecure and clingy. I suggest you step back and find your own self-worth. My wife laughs at me daily and I deserve it. If you can't laugh with at and be laughed at by your partner, you are in for a rude awakening. The controlling asshole victim mentality just absolutely drops from this post. Hi. I'm a little torn here. My boyfriend and I have been dating for almost 4 years, so I know how to check up on him after jokes and all. I could understand your girlfriend's perspective in terms of possibly seeing your picking up the call then hanging up as part of a joke, but if you guys have been dating a long time, I think you guys should have some form of communication accomplished. For example, if she upsets you, you know to say, hey, you laughing with your friend hurt my feelings and left me with a feeling similar to betrayal. That being said, as your girlfriend, I think she should know how you are when you're upset. I think you should apologize for being petty, but I also think you should ask her to apologize for upsetting you, even if it wasn't intentional. Imagine this from the other perspective. You are at a friend's house having dinner, you are drinking wine and having a fun time. You become a little drunk and you are laughing with your friend. Your boyfriend texts you out of nowhere and wants to FaceTime. You know how he gets if you don't want to, so you agree. You put him on while your friend sits with her phone. Your boyfriend says something kind of passive-aggressive and your friend says jokingly, you guys don't even like each other, and you both start laughing. Then your boyfriend hangs up. You try to call him and explain the situation, but he refuses to listen, all because he does not understand the banter between you and your friend and takes it personally. I know this is not how it went down, but it might give some perspective. Lol. Her friend has probably seen literal screenshots of you and your GF's conversations, so that's where the clingy comment came from. This relationship might be beyond repair. But you're young as fuck and it's long distance, so you'll bounce back in no time. I'd move on, use it as a learning experience and spend time getting really good at whatever you're passionate about. It's hard to be clingy or needy about someone when you're primarily focusing on making yourself better. Sounds like you can't really handle a relationship right now. Definitely not a long-distance one. Dude, man up a little. It's okay to show affection, but would you like someone saying something romantic to you all the time? Your girl probably told her friend you're a pain in the ass sometimes. You can either change and get better or stay doing what you do and eventually lose a girlfriend to some guy that's not insecure. I don't mean to be rude, but judging from some of your responses here, you take things too seriously. Why even bother explaining your thought process to your girlfriend's friend? Who cares what she thinks? Honestly, I would have just said something to the tune of "jealousy is an ugly color on you" and let it be. That should have just slid off your back. It's always the small stuff that ruins relationships. People focus in on the deal-breaker things, infidelity, boring, no sex life, etc., but ignore that those things only happen after a series of small things ensue. This, my dear friend, is small potatoes. Address it with grace in the absence of an audience, calmly and matter-of-factly. Oi! Don't defend yourself to the friend. When she says, you guys don't even like each other, say, we don't like you. She senses weakness and goes harder. You need to go on the offense. Maybe you should stop being so needy? Maybe she should stop being so ugly. Etc. Dude, your partner doesn't respect you and it will only get worse. All the things her friend said, guess where she got it from. If she can laugh at you on the phone, guess what she does behind your back. You are not in mature relationship. IDK, maybe I'm gonna get downvoted for this, but like, being needy isn't a bad thing? Like you shouldn't be clingy or demanding in a way that makes your partner uncomfortable, and you should be able to communicate your needs in a healthy, non-controlling way, which it sounds like you did at first, but having needs is not a bad thing. Wanting affection isn't a character flaw, it's a human instinct. How you give and receive affection should match your partner, or you should be able to communicate and work around those differences, but her laughing at you for desiring affection, not even demanding it, is cruel. It might be you guys just aren't compatible, man. I'm sorry. Calm the fuck down. You made multiple posts regarding your relationship. You are not only needy, but trying too damn hard to plan your future out. I am assuming this is the only relationship you have been in? You are 21, chill the fuck out and go with the flow. Jesus, if the girl I was dating at 21 was planning all this shit out, I would have ran for the fucking hills. GF's friend insulted my personality in front of my girlfriend and started laughing. I bet she was just repeating what your girlfriend says about you. It sounds like you are needy and you're making a mountain out of a molehill op. You need to chill out or you will lose her. Probably humping someone. Wanting to be affectionate is not a flaw. Hey op, I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents after being in a LDR for almost 3 years. From my perspective, you both need to have a heart-to-heart convo. You need to sit down and tell her, I was really hurt you were laughing at me over wanting to be more affectionate. It felt like you were just brushing over my needs when I'm holding back and trying to help meet yours by not making you feel too suffocated. It hurt your brushing off my feelings as being clingy. Go from there and see what comes out of that convo. If she glosses over it, oh it was just a joke, don't be such a baby, etc., and doesn't apologize, then she's not really worth keeping. If she apologizes and tries to fix things, be more mindful of your feelings, then the relationship is salvageable. Good luck, man. Your partner shouldn't ever insult or disparage you in public or in front of others. If you two are having an issue, you should talk it out in private, not airing it for all to see. I don't think you being needy or anything is a major problem. Behavior is only considered negative if the person receiving it reacts negatively to it. Not that there is a problem, but if there was, it's not you. Also, it sounds like she was trying to impress her friend with how much control she has over you. It's kinda immature. But understandable. If you're in a long-distance relationship, it's not like she can flaunt you in person. She just wants her friend to know that she's got you wrapped around her finger. It's a process thing. Just talking here. GF is bad with communication, laughs at you, doesn't want you to show affection, friend's statement. Your GF does not like you. It's so apparent. I'm telling you she is going to see someone else. She's not as invested as you are and she sees you as weak and ineffectual. I am so sorry. Girls want a man, not another girlfriend. If they did, they would just date their girlfriends. Nah. That just feels like a "you're not on my side" situation. If she found it true, then she should talk to you about it and you two work it out together, and certainly not laugh at you and talk behind your back. First off, your girl have been discussing you with her friends, so to her it is normal when her friend insulted you, probably, that not the first time, but that shouldn't be the case. Talk to her and tell how hurt you are about what the friend said. Best of luck. At least you know that being clingy is a big minus, though seeing you are currently in a LDR, it is understandable. Also, your reaction was not petty, while the way you went about it maybe has been. Relationship, especially long-distance ones, doesn't work if your attitude cries beta or I am the one who got the better bargain in it, and being clingy is a huge tell on who is getting the better end of the bargain. I'm sure it is not the case in reality, however staying dignified and more mature in the future will help tremendously in the long run. I feel this actually happens than you think. I'm the same way, but when my current ex did it to me I never hung, but she muted herself and talked to her brother and kept glancing at me. Then wounds smile and I just simped like a fool. You gotta show that you don't take that kind of disrespect. But I was in a very toxic relationship, so of course we treated each other like crap. Why are you staying in a relationship with someone who complains to her friend clearly that you two don't get along or like each other? That comment didn't come out of nowhere. Neither did the "too needy" comment. Go find someone who wants the same levels of affection as you and leave this immaturity behind. Hanging up on each other is teenager crap. When a person show their true colors, believe it. My dude. There's a lot of things going on and I feel like this was the last straw. Why do I feel like your girlfriend shares all the personal stuff from your relationship with that friend? On top of that, her friend was the one who reached out to apologize but she didn't. Pretty petty on her part. I'd honestly end it. It's just what I would have done, as I can see that this was the last straw for all the ongoing problems in the relationship. There's nothing wrong with being clingy. If that's how you show affection, then you'd be better off with a partner who likes that. But make sure it does not get excessive or gets to a point where your partner does not get breathing space. Dude, don't surprise yourself if this relationship doesn't last. She is not into you, there is not deep connection, work on yourself, study, gym a must, if possible, get confidence on yourself, you don't need someone else to be happy. Try to find happiness within you. Best of luck. Dude, the fact that you even picked up right after 3 times, makes you a way better person than I could ever be. Long distance is exhausting. What they call being clingy is most likely just a natural response to being unable to be affectionate, close physically. I don't think you're in the wrong for being upset or that she didn't apologize. Kudos to the friend for apologizing first though. Hopefully friend can get it through to your girlfriend better why you're upset, and the fact that your girlfriend isn't for more communication despite long distance and goes so far as to being upset about it seems a little iffy. If it's a LDR, there is a very good possibility she's fucking someone behind your back. She doesn't respect you, it's up to you if you want to love someone who doesn't have respect for you. And you can't really ask her to respect you, because it doesn't work like that. The healthiest thing is to dump her. You said you have a flaw, but I don't see it that way. It sucks she made you feel that way. Her reaction strikes me as a power play. Unless she's the stupidest person ever, she knows that she was in the wrong to laugh at you, but for reasons of either pride or wanting control, she has chosen a strategy that puts you in the wrong. That's not a good way to have an honest and sincere relationship. Wait her out. Don't contact her. She knows you're more needy than her, and she's trying to use it to gain an upper hand. Generally, game players are not nice partners. If you choose to stay with them, you have to get good at recognizing their games and refusing to play.